Marines come to the rescue in this version of Invaders from Mars, protecting the world from evil Martians. In the original film, old Defense Department footage was used. This time, however, 300 real Marines were brought in under the supervision of military advisor Dale Dye.
My job essentially is to work for Toby Hooper, our director, and liaison between him and all of his various support departments to make sure that anything that has to do with the military in the film, in this case the United States Marine Corps, is exactly the way he wants it, and on the other hand, exactly the way it really would be if these were real Marines.
This highly disciplined and trained unit of Marines went Hollywood as they experienced all the behind-the-scenes action of being in a movie which had incredible sets, dazzling special effects, and a large cast and crew.
And as far as the filming is concerned, we're having a real good time here. We're being treated real well with everybody, and working with Dale and everybody else, and getting some of these scenes out is pretty interesting. None of us have ever been involved in a filming before.
Mark Ebenhoch, he was the military advisor on that movie. He worked on like Born on the 4th of July. He worked on Platoon too as well. He worked in a bunch of movies, but he's listed as a military technical advisor on that film.
After that, I had worked with him on 5 or 6 shows. I worked with him on Always. So our life together, we always laugh about Invaders from Mars whenever we saw each other. Because the first time we met each other, I didn't know him, never met him. And he was technical advisor. And up until then, I never had a technical advisor on my shows, right? There have been technical advisors, military and all that. I understood that, right? I've always seen it on other people's shows, working for other people, but I never had one, right? Now, what they do in the military is not what they do in the movies. We're subject to glamour and, over dramatize and all that. In the military, they don't. It's cut and dry. Inside the cave, all the Army guys came in. And the lead guy, who was me, I played multiple parts in that show too. The lead guy who was blowing the bazooka was me. I had about 20 stunt guys behind me as Army guys taking bullet hits and all that. And this one guy who is a very dear friend, and I called him Papa. I always called him Papa. His name was Roy Clark, because whenever you spoke to him, he talked to you like he was your father, Papa Roy. But Roy took a bullet hit. And stuntman's way, over dramatize it so the audience could see, so make it dramatic. And he came over and started to discuss with Roy Clark that don't take bullet hits like that. That's not the way it happens. This was his first movie. So him and I looked at each other. I went over to him because he was using a high tone to my dear Papa. And I tried to explain to him, listen, I understand the military way, but we take liberties in the movie business. He did it fine. It's a print. Cameraman, make sure you print that. That's fine. And we went back and forth, and we really didn't see eye to eye, right? And then a couple of years later, we worked on another movie, and we became friends, and we kind of laughed about it. Then I did another one, did about 4 or 5 with him. It was very cool. By the time, I think Always was the last one. And the minute we saw each other, we hugged. And Spielberg couldn't understand why we hugged. We thought we didn't know each other. The guy told Spielberg the story and he laughed. He's a very smart man and very talented, very gifted. But as far as stunts, stay out of that, please. Knowledgeable, very smart, and what a terrific gift in acting. Mark and Dale Dye, these guys are badasses. I mean, I followed Dale Dye's career, from Invaders from Mars, which was, pretty sure it was his first thing. And the experience having with him not understanding stunts, being motion picture way, just his way, the confrontation we had, and then going all the way, working on 3 or 4 films with him, and then going to Always, we had laughed about it, and as we worked, we became, great friends. And the guy is a very smart man. And to get where he was on Invaders from Mars, because he was just a He started out as a technical advisor, you know, didn't know anything, didn't know anybody. But his knowledge was so vast that his acceleration from technical advisor to writer to actor was extraordinary. It's something I would have wished I was smart enough to do, because I had opportunities like that. So, you know, Dale, Guy, and Mark, you know, they're very gifted people.